Sexual Assault Awareness Month begins in April, and it carries a lot of emotions for many people. For survivors, it's oftentimes reflecting on the aftermath of their story. For many, it's the urgency to end sexual assault, to help the world wake up and see how big of an issue this really is. Because when you begin to look at the issue holistically, and particularly its prevalence, it's quite unsettling. Together, we can fight it. We have to amplify the voices of survivors. We have to be proactive, and we can do so by starting with believing survivors. I've been reading this book, Credible: Why We Doubt Accusers and Protect Abusers by Deborah Turkheimer. And I want to share an excerpt from it, and this comes directly from a survivor account. It says, "I did not cry hard enough, loud enough in the police station in the hours after my rape, in front of a group of men who had no intention of believing me anyway." That was powerful to me. In the book, Turkenheimer also discusses the concept in our society that the more power you have, the more credible you are. That's what society kind of puts into the world. But that really got me thinking about college students. And what does that mean for a first-year student who may have been assaulted by, let's say, a junior or a senior in a popular student organization or a fraternity? Power structures have weight, and we need to acknowledge it. There's a reason why students are more vulnerable to sexual assault and to other forms of harassment during the first few months of their college career. The data is very reflective of that. So next I want to say, I believe you. I believe you. These three words can frame the foundation of healing for a survivor. It sounds so simple, but I've worked in higher ed, and I've worked particularly with sexual violence on college campuses for the last 13 years. And I've seen it play out time and time again among roommates, within fraternities and sororities, and in church organizations. The ways in which we respond to victims and survivors matter. And I've shared that before, that victims often blame themselves. And I want to say to you that the person who commits violence, they are at fault. They are the ones to blame. As family members or friends, we may mean well, but if we shift blame at all, the victim or survivor will feel that they are at fault. So we have to be mindful of the impact of our words, even as well-intentioned friends and loved ones. So again, as we move into Sexual Assault Awareness Month, I challenge you to think about how you can support the survivors in your life. I encourage you to learn more about these issues and their prevalence, to get a better understanding of the rape myths that exist, and there are many. There's power in education. There's power in your voice as an advocate, as a supporter, as a voter, as a friend, as a colleague. Whatever your identity is, there's power in that. And I'll say too, to the survivors that may be watching this video, we are fighting for you. The Institute and SKIP, along with so many other organizations, we want to end sexual violence so that others do not have to deal with the many negative consequences tied to these issues. We will always keep hope at the center of these conversations. Thank you.